Hey, this is Mrs. Van Can in the library, and I'm going to share with you a book today by author Stacey McAnulty. The book I'm going to share with you is The World Ends in April. Stacey McAnulty also wrote The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl. I believe this was her first book ever. It's such a good book that I decided to pick up this book and read it as well. The World Ends in April. This one, I'll tell you about that one another day, is about a girl, and she lives with her dad and her two brothers, and she has a friend Mac, and her friend Mac, I think it's important probably to know during the story that he's blind and he's getting ready to go to a special school, so he won't go to public school with her anymore, and she's a little bit upset about that. But her grandfather, he's something they call a survivalist. So he is always preparing for the worst case scenario. He's preparing for doomsday. He's preparing by stocking up food and places to hide and ways to clean water. Ooh, that reminds me of a story from the book. So she inherits a little bit of that from her grandfather, and it really bothers her real father. Now, I don't know where her mom is in this story. It's her dad, her two brothers, and her father. I already said that. And, her friend Mac. And so those are pretty much the people for her. But with The World Ends in April, she has found online a story by a Harvard professor, at least that's what he claims to be. And he says that a meteor is coming and that it will impact the Earth so hard that the Earth will go into a deep freeze, or some kind of catastrophic thing will happen. And she believes this. She just sees this one guy on the internet talking about it, saying that he went to a very prestigious college, Harvard, and she takes this on and she decides that she needs to start preparing. And her friend Mac and her get together and they begin something at school called TEOTWAWKI. You may be able to figure out what those letters stand for. Let me tell you them again. TEOTWAWKI. But if you can't, you're going to have to read this book and find out what happens with her and the club of people she starts preparing for the end of the world. Now, that story in here, remember I said her grandfather has like supplies to clean water just in case? So one of those stories is she's meeting with her club after school, and one of the girls in the club is kind of like poking at her and making fun of her a little bit, and she has brought something that came from her grandfather, and that is some kind of pouch that you put the dirty water in and it funnels it and makes it clean water, drinkable water. And so the girl says, if you believe that this would really work, then you would use the toilet water and you'll drink it. So they go into the bathroom and they get the water from the toilet bowl. The whole club does. It's after school. And they funnel it through the pouch, and she's dared to drink it. So, that's another one. You'll have to read this book to find out if she does or not. So again, it's The World Ends in April by Stacey McAnulty. She also wrote The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl. So if you read this one, you might want to read this one. Or if you've read this one, you'll probably enjoy this one too if you like that one. That's how I pick out books. So this is Mrs. Van Can from the library recommending a book today.